We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it and to institute new government.
Nice words, well put together words read in dramatic fashion by those who deal in making words come to life. But in the end, they're just that, words. And we as a people need to understand now more than ever, they are merely words until they become something much more. Until we use them in the spirit they were meant and put them to use no matter how difficult it might be, no matter how it may chafe at our personal beliefs, no matter how we may disagree with them. They are the words that put America on its present course. It's a dangerous course at times, to be certain, one fraught with the same thing our forefathers battled in, seeking to create a more perfect union. Insurrection, half-truths, and the lack of knowledge too many people have before they put forth their chosen words.
We're just doing this in the defiance of political correctness and basically appeasement on behalf of our state legislator to appease a small percentage of the people of the state. We don't believe that they have the consent to do this, to even vote to take it down.
As flag protesters arrived, heated debates began. Sean McGinnis wants the flag to be a thing of the past as his young son gets older.
I don't want him to grow up with that. I want him to grow up wondering, Dad, did they really act like that when you were alive? I'll say, yeah, and you're not going to have to deal with that.
Still, supporters of the flag argue it is not a symbol of hate.
This is the battle flag. It's no different from honoring veterans of the Iraqi War, Korean War, Vietnam War. This is honoring the veterans.
The Declaration of Independence and certainly other documents give the man the right to say what he believes, despite the fact that putting the Confederate flag in the same breath as the men and women who proudly served their country in places like Vietnam and the Middle East should be rated as nothing more than despicable and babbling words of the ignorant. Let's try this on for size then one last time, as it seems no matter how often we seek to set the record straight, our media peers and plenty of other agenda-driven lemmings can't drive truth and fact through that concrete shell that serves as a brain receptacle. The Confederate battle flag, the stainless banner, whatever rendition you wish to use as the example, all representative of a group of people who came to America and were living under that very Declaration of Independence, the one that stated all men are created equal. All men, not the few, not the fortunate, not the wealthy, all men. And those individuals who used that flag were state and local leaders who believed they had the right to have, hold, and own human beings for their own purposes. They had every right to enslave people for their profit. These were the people who were at the genesis of all these flags, for that is what the Civil War was all about.
On December 20th, 1860, South Carolina seceded from the Union.
Lincoln was not voted in on a popular vote. He won the Electoral College vote. And so what the South basically argued is that he won the Northern election, but that he didn't win the Southern election.
One by one, other states followed South Carolina's lead.
The White South would have said, all we want to do is create a nation to make sure that we control our own destiny. We're fighting to preserve the rights of independence, the rights of property. We see those rights under assault by this new abolitionist party.
Tariffs, trade, the ability to own land, all these times we hear about southern states, why they left the Union. Come on, it's a sideshow, plain and simple. The Civil War was begun over a group of wealthy people who wanted to continue owning slaves. Abraham Lincoln and the majority of others disagreed. And there are plenty of towns considered southern during the Civil War who were thrilled to see the Union Army liberate their communities. The Declaration of Independence started us on the path of every person being able to speak their minds, no matter how wrong, no matter how hurtful, no matter how insensitive they are. It then is left to us with common sense and a sense of real history to put it all into perspective, to state the facts. The South seceded because of a desire to continue owning human beings. And it's long past time we called out those who continue lying about the cause and the reason behind so many unnecessary deaths. For those who wish to challenge my factual interpretation of history, anytime, bring it on. Anytime. That's my opinion, telling it like it is. Rock on, true believers. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you again tomorrow right back here on the fastest 60 minutes in news. This is The Hard Line.